Okay, so in order to make our login page, we are going to use Clerk. It is a user management platform that will making a dashboard and authenticating users really simple. So you just create a new project. So I'm going to create my application. I'm going to call it Astro Rentals, and I'm going to enable email, Google, GitHub, and Notion. Create application. And I'm going to click on Astro, and we're going to go to our terminal now and do that. So this is npm, I have it here, install Clerk the Astro. I've already done that, so I'm not going to do that. That's that. And then you want to look at your environment keys, and I have a .env file right here, which has those files in it, those keys in it, sorry. And next you want to look at your astro.config file. So in my astro.config, I'm using Netlify as my SSR adapter. In order to do that, you just say npx add astro add Netlify, and it will make sure that that is there. And we also want to make sure that we've got the Clerk from Astro. I'm using Astro icons, that's why that's there as well. And well, we did that in a previous video. And this is all working. So now that we have all of those things, we can create this middleware.ts file. So I've already gone and created that. So this is going to go to a custom page that we're going to call login, and we're going to create that now. So it's going to say if somebody goes to the profile page without, just by mistake, we're going to make sure that they get rerouted to this login page. Okay, so that's all fine. So now what we'll do, we will go under pages, and then we will create a login.astro file. And the first thing we're going to do, we're going to import sign in from @Clerk Astro /components, and then we want to have a div with the class of grid, with grid cols background white, text pink -500. And then inside that we'll have another div with a class of max width MD MX auto. And we'll say sign in path we'll just put h1 with a class of font dash bold text dash for Excel, and we'll give it a margin bottom of 4, and we'll call this Astro Rentals login. And make sure it's being called incorrectly. Okay, and the div before it, so we want to give it a div with a class of bg-center, bg-no-repeat, and that's gonna have a bg dash, and we're gonna do a URL. The URL is gonna be the dot images dash house city dot jpeg. And I'm going to give it an object of cover, a BG blend, BG gray 600, BG dash blend dash multiply. Okay, so we'll save that for now. Format document. So this is the first div. This div is non-existent. Okay, so let's see what we got here. All right. So now, if we npm run dev, let's take a look and see what we have on our local host. Okay, that's fine. And if we go to profile, it's going to take us to the login page. All right, so here is the login. So we've got this picture image here and a nice little area there for our login. So we'll just have to make sure that sign in. Yeah, okay. Make sure the sign in is there. Okay. BG. Okay. Let's say class equals BG black. Let's just take a look, make sure. Okay. That's fine. Excellent. Okay, so I'm just gonna pause it now and just make sure I've added the right credentials in my .env file. That's why it's not working. So let me just do that now. Okay, so if all goes well, you should have a sign-in page from Clerk. And if I sign in, I'm going to use my Google. And I'm going to say yes. I didn't give it a callback, so we have to make sure that when you create the key, now we're going to update our header component. So we say import signed in and user button. From, oops, I don't know what that is. I say that from Clerk Astro components. Okay, and make sure that it's when it says signed in, it's the capital. Okay, and we're gonna go here, and after profile, we're gonna say signed in. I'm gonna say user button. Okay, so if we take a look now, we should see, if we click on it, we should see that we have signed in. Okay, so now we can make our profile page. Profile Astro, and it will be similar to the login, so we'll just copy that for now and paste that here, and we'll make sure that we import the default layout, because the login page does not have the default layout, so this one is the default layout. Okay, so it's similar, but we're going to get rid of this div, and we're going to get rid of this class. Okay, so what we're going to do, okay, this is how it should look. So now we want to take this and change it to 16. And then here is where we want to add the image. So let's add image SRC, and we are going to, before we do that, we need also to deconstruct the user. So we'll get the user, await astro.locals.current user. Alright, and then we'll basically, from that user, we'll get the user.image URL. I'll make sure current user is a function. There we go. And then we will use the alt text, and we will say user.firstname, and we will remove the source set, but we will add a class instead, and the class will be rounded full and opacity 50. And instead of this rentals login, we will say welcome, and we will say user.firstname and user.lastname. So this is all being brought in by the Clerk API. And then we, instead of the sign in here, we're gonna say sign out button, and we're gonna give it a class which equals bg pink dash 500 text dash white, margin top of 8 and padding of 4. Okay, and just above that we will make go here and go to profile. Excellent, we should be getting that. I haven't added the rounded full. It hasn't taken. So we've got the image URL, class, H1 with the welcome and the email address and the sign out button. Okay, I'll leave it like that for now. Obviously you can do what you wish. I'm going to say H screen. Let's try that. There we go, that's better. And if I click the sign out button and I'd go back to that profile page, it will take me here. So if I log in, profile is here, and if I sign out and I go to profile again, it will take me back to the login page. So that's the simplest way to add a login system to the project. Again, let me take a look, show you again the middleware. Now this is from the docs, and I've added something here to make sure it goes to our custom page. So basically, if anyone goes to profile, if you're not signed in, it will automatically put you into the sign-in page. We could do the same with any other page, but there you go. So that is how to add a login system with Clerk and Astro.